Myself, A. Krishna Chaitanya, Assistant Professor, Department of IT. Today's session, we discuss web technologies. Subtopic is cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets are used to change the appearance of web page. So if you want to change the colors, a text color, background color, text size, or different, right, ways you want to change the appearance, then you have to apply cascading style sheets for your web page. So you see in detail cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets you can also call as CSS. A style sheet is a document that allows you to control the rendering, like such as fonts, colors, typefaces, and other aspects of styles of a web document. Style sheet properties can define within HTML document or in an external file. A style sheet is a collection of rules. CSS used to format the layout of a web page. Cascading style sheet is a means to separate the appearance of a web page from the content of a web page. So CSS is standards by or recommended by Worldwide Consortium, that is W3C. So if you want to, right, by using this CSS, right, we can render it. We can control the rendering of your web page. Like we can change the font sizes, font type, right, font color, or any text spaces you can also apply by using CSS. So if you want to change the appearance, you have to apply the CSS. HTML is used to display the content in the web page. So what are you given in between body section that is displayed in web page. So you can create static web page or dynamic web page. But by using CSS, we can change the appearance or we can format the layout of a web page. So what is the advantages of CSS means enables you to separate content from formatting. So by using CSS, we can separate the formatting of your content by using CSS. Reduces download time by removing formatting information from the document. So we can also separate the colors or whatever you have formatting for your web document, we can separate them. Okay. So for downloading of time also, we can reduce if you apply the CSS and we are writing separately in filing of CSS file. Allows you to ensure a consistent appearance across your site. Suppose you have 10 pages, web pages, 10 web pages. In all web pages, we can maintain same color, same text size. Then we can create this CSS file. And we can apply for all the web pages without writing same code repeatedly. It supports reusability. That means inheritance. So we can write once and apply for many pages. Just link the external CSS file to sub pages, web pages by linking them. Write once and apply for multiple web pages by linking that CSS file to your HTML document. Multiple style sheet cascade into one. Right? These are the advantages of CSS. So how to write CSS in your HTML document? So where to write CSS? Inside of HTML document. The syntax for CSS is, so a rule consists of two parts. One is selector, another one is declaration. A selector is an HTML statement that is linked to a specific style. For example, h1 tag. So h1 tag is the HTML element. So for whatever you write in between starting tag and end tag of h1, what are you writing there? For that we can apply the styles. So that is called as selector. For example, h1. Paragraph, p tag, right? Div tag. So for all this, we can apply the CSS. So that HTML element we call as selector in CSS. Next, declaration. A declaration defines the style for selector. A declaration again has two parts. One is property name, another one is property value. So what is a property name? Is a name of property for which you need to define a style. Property value is a value assigned to property name. So property name and property value is separated with colon. So property name. So for example, my element is h1 element. I am applying these properties by using style element, right? This property value you have to give in between double quotes and semicolon, right? So right here some text and end with h1, that is selector. So here it is, selector is h1 and style is, suppose this one is inline style sheet, style is equal to property name colon property value, that is separated between colon and end with semicolon and write in between double quotes and write text in between starting tag and end tag. So if you see CSS styles, so it has selector and declaration. So the declaration is you have to write property name colon property value and end with semicolon. That entire declaration you have to write in between double quotes. So simple syntax, observe here. It has two parts for CSS. So that is selector and declaration block. So selector is h1 and declaration is, see here, simple example, you are applying the color. So color is the property name and value is blue color and end with semicolon. Right? Another property is font size. So font hyphen size colon 12 pixels and end with semicolon. Right? So this simple example for, right, internal style sheet here. Right? So h1 is the selector, open the curly braces and write your property names and close that. So this syntax for internal style sheet, right? Internal style sheet, right? You have to write in between, right? Head section. So this style you have to write, right? That is style and close the style, right? And close the head section. So in between this you have to write your style, that is h1 selector and it is a declaration property values, property and value. So selector pointer, that is h1 to the HTML element you want to style. So what is my aim is for h1 element I want to apply some styles. So h1 is a selector. The declaration block contains one or more declarations separated by semicolons. For one of the property is color. I want to change the text color to blue color. Then you have to write the property name is color and property value is blue and separate with the colon. Each declaration include a CSS property name and a value separated by a colon. Multiple CSS declarations are separated with semicolons. So each property you have to separate it with semicolon. Right? And declaration blocks are surrounded by curly braces. Within the curly braces, see here, that you have to write, that is for internal style sheets. Right? Where you have to write internal style sheet? That is in head section. Right? So you have to use selector and declaration part. Right? So the simple syntax for CSS. Right? So very important. For changing the appearance of your web page, to attract your web page, you have to apply CSS. So there are three types of cascading style sheets we have. They are inline style sheets, internal or embedded style sheets, external style sheets. Inline style sheets, internal style sheets, and last one is external style sheet. We'll see one by one. Simple example. First one is inline style sheets. The style included within the tag is known as inline style sheet. To include style definition within the tag, use style property. Suppose or including the style inside of element itself in the body, then we call it as inline style sheet. Let's see simple syntax for writing inline style sheet. So you have to start with start tag, style is equal to property name, colon, property value, and with semicolon and double quotes. And write your text here and end with end tag, end tag. So within the body, inside the body, right? If you are writing or applying some styles for your element, that we call as inline style sheet. Okay, inline style sheets. See here, simple example, H1 style is equal to color colon blue semicolon. And writing the text is web technologies and end with end tag slash H1. So this one we are writing inside of body for H1 element. That means the web technologies will display the color in blue color, right? Simple example, inline style sheets. We'll see the example, then you can understand easily for inline style sheets, right? Title, inline style sheet example. Yeah, title, right? And close the head section. Coming to the body section, right? We close the HTML also, right? Save this file, right? Inline .html. And select the all files and store here, right? Save this file. So inline. For example, I'm applying for H1 element, right? Suppose my text is web technologies, right? H1. So for this, if you execute like the same without any CSS, just the text is displayed to output stream. Observe here. So the output is just we are displaying here web technologies, right? Web technologies. That's all. Now we can apply the CSS inline style sheet, right? H1 space style. Style you have to start with. If you want to change appearance, right? You want to start with style. Style is equal to, in between double quotes, you have to write property name colon property value. So for example, color colon blue color, right? Blue, and end with semicolon. So the syntax for inline style sheet. Save this file and do refresh. So it changes the color, right? Web technologies, right? So blue color. So if you want to change the pink color, you can change it. Just give here pink. Save this file. So style is equal to, in between double quotes, you have to write property name colon property value. So property name is here color and property value is pink. Right? Just save this file and do refresh. So it changes color to, right, pink color. So like that we can write inline style sheets, right? Suppose you want to give background color, directly you can write here body background color. Otherwise you can apply CSS, right? So like this example for inline style sheets, right? Next one is internal style sheet. In this, the style definition are enclosed in style element. So starting element and end element tags. In turn, the style tag pairs must be placed in between head section. Where you have to write this style element? In between head section. That is a HTML document has two sections. One is head section and body section. In head section, you have to write the style element, right? The style defined in head section is applied to whole document. So whatever you write in style, internal style sheet, that will apply to whole document wherever that element is using, right? The style defined for the tags within style tag will reflect on every instance of tag in the entire document, right? So this simple syntax for internal style sheets. See here in HTML document, we write head section In head section, we are starting with style. Type is equal to text or CSS. So the web browser will think, okay, here we apply style, that is text or CSS. CSS means cascading style sheet. So the type we are specifying here, CSS, right? And end with slash style. Okay. So in between this, we have to write your styles for your selector. So for example, see here, all of us know how to create tables, right? The table tag is table, th, td, sorry. See table, th, tr, td tags we have to use. So for creating the first row in table element, tr, inside we are using th for table header, tr for table row, right? So for first line or first row for headings, we have to use th. For second row onwards, we can use td for table data, right? Second row, third row, like this, and end with slash table. Like this we can write, or we can create number of rows. So for this table, I want to apply internal style sheet. Some styles I want to apply for this table, right? For this table. So for example, I want to give the border that is 1 pixel solid black. See here, I'm writing this style, internal style, in between head section, head section. See here, head section we have. In between we return style element, right? Style element. So in this, we have to write selector. In that we have to apply that property name and property value. See here, for example, border colon 1 pixel solid black. So the border is created, right, for table that is 1 pixel solid black color. And collapse. See here, for each row, suppose we have some spaces like this. So we can collapse that lines by using border hyphen collapse colon collapse, right? And next, so observe here, what are the selectors we have? Table, th, td. That means table, th, td. For all these, it will apply this border 1 pixel solid black and collapse the wherever have spaces. Okay, you got spaces whatever we have that are collapsed into single line, right? As well as for th and td, we also applied one more property, that is padding colon 20 pixel. For a table header or td, from border to the text, we are giving the space that is 20 pixels. And th, suppose th alignment, text element we want to give in left, use the left. If you want to display the text in center, give text align is equal to center. Okay, right element means right. So text hyphen align is colon right. Okay. So based on your requirement, we can specify it. So what are the selectors we have here? Table, th, td, tr. What are the properties? So border is the properties and value is the 1 pixel solid black. That is separated with colon and end with semicolon. Suppose we are retaining multiple properties, each one you have to separate with semicolon, and you have to write in between curly braces. So like that, any number of selectors we can write and apply their properties. CSS styles we can apply. Okay, so this one is internal style sheet. Right? Let's see simple example for internal style sheet. It's same example. See here, I'm taking the same example, just removing this one here, right, and placing between head section, right. So that is style element, style, style, style element. So in between this, we have to apply here your selector. That is, for example, h1 is my selector. Open the curly braces and write your property name. For example, color colon, right, red color, for example. That's all. End with semicolon. Just save this file and do refresh, right. So previous we have example, right. So this one is internal style sheet. Right. Now given the color is red color. Okay. So this one is internal style sheet, where you written in between head section, right? In between the head section, we write in written style element. For H1 element, we applied the properties color colon red color. Okay. Suppose we want to change the font family colon Vardhana, right? Vardhana. Just save this file and do refresh, right? It changes to Vardhana family. Like that, we can add font properties by using internal style sheet. So, but each property you have to separate it with semicolon, and you have to write entire block in between curly braces. Okay. So this one is internal style sheet. Next one is external style sheet. So styles defined in the external files are called external style sheets, which can be used in any document by including them via URL. Use an external style sheet when you want to apply one style to many pages. Any change in an external style sheet, the change is universal on all the pages where the style sheet is used. So, already explained. Once create a CSS file and apply to all the pages. Just link by using link element, link to all the web pages which are written CSS, right? So an external style sheet is declared in an external file with extension .css. So whatever you have CSS styles, you have to save that file with .css. It is called by pages whose interface it will affect. So wherever this CSS file you need, just call them by in this head section you have to write by using element link rel is equal to style sheet, href is equal to that CSS file name. See here, the rel means relation type. What is the relations type? We are linking the document style sheet. And what is the href hyperlink reference? That means CSS file which you have file extension .css, that URL name you can specify here. That file can be in your local drive or it can be in internet. Okay, just give the URL, right? Automatically links that CSS file if that extension is that file is existing. Okay, right. So simple example for CSS. Observe here, I have table.html file. So this is my HTML file. I'm creating table, right? With first name, right? I created first name, last name, age, right? So I can create number of rows, right? So this is normal table we created by using HTML. After that, we are adding the CSS. How you are linking CSS file, right? So by using link, where you written in head section, right? Link rel is equal to style sheet, href is equal to style.css. Here not given any path, just a given the file name style.css. That means so the CSS file is in same folder, right? Same folder with name style.css. Automatically, what are the properties are there that is applied to your HTML document. So here it is changes the appearance of your table. So what the style.css contains? See, observe here, we have selectors table thtd. Applied the property is 1 pixel solid black. So the border will be black color. Suppose I given here light blue, it changes the border color to light blue, right? For table thtd, for all the cells. See here, all the table means entire table, th means table head, td means table data. So whatever we have created cells, for that it apply light blue or black color. What are the property value given, it changes that color, right? But for th and td, padding is 20 pixels. So cell padding and cell spacing, it takes 20 pixels. And background color is powder blue. So for this cells, each cell we have applying the background color is powder blue. Next, TH for only heading the first row, the table heading. So we are applying the color is red, font family is Courier, and font size is 160 percentage, and text align is center. So in this whatever we have, this table heading, all these properties is applies. By how you're linking this here, you have to understand how to link the external CSS file to your HTML document. So that is only by one line, that is link space by using link element. Okay, link space relation is equal to style sheet, href is equal to that CSS file. Okay, so this one is called as external style sheets. External style sheets. Take the same example, right? Just I'm copying this H1, right? I'm removing the style, previous example. Just I have only web technologies, and save this file and create one more page. Create one more page. There is new file. New file. Just paste it. That's all. Right? And save this file with extension, right? .css, right? ext.css, right? And select here all files, save this file. Okay, so what is the file given? ext.css, right? This one is h1, and my file is, right, this one, and right in head section, link relation is equal to style sheet, href is equal to ext.css file, and close this one, link. Okay, just create this by using link relation is equal to style sheet href. So the CSS file is in same folder, right? In the same folder, right? Then we have to give that file name directly. Suppose it is in subfolder, give that path. Suppose in internet, give that URL. Okay, just save this file and do refresh, right? So this color is red color. Suppose you want to change the color of ext, right? Just change it blue and do refresh, right? So it changes the color to blue. So this one is external style sheet. So just say give the selector and its properties in between block curly braces, and each property is property name, colon, property value, and end with semicolon. Like that we can apply any number of CSS properties, right? So we save this file with .css and linking to your HTML document by using link element. Okay, so that's about types of CSS: inline style sheet, internal style sheet, external style sheet. Okay, so what are the advantages if you are using external CSS? The same style can be used by all of the web pages in your website. For example, in your organization, the first line is common. That is like your company name, address. It is common for all the pages. So that is fixed. So create one CSS file and link to all your web pages. Suppose you have 100 web pages, give the link, that's all. Only one line, right? That's enough. The same style can be used by all of the web pages in your website. You can change the appearance of several pages by just altering the style sheet rather than each individual page. Suppose you have 100 pages, right? No need of, suppose you want to change some color or text size, no need of changing in all the 100 pages. Simply change in CSS, right? CSS that will reflect to all your web pages, right? A style sheet can act as style template. Okay, your style page, right? CSS page is like acts like style template. A style sheet can import and use styles from other style sheets, making modular development and good reuse. So can reusability or whatever you written the CSS. Sorry. Reduces the download time by removing formatting information from the document. See, if you want to display your text very fastly, right? You can separate CSS file and your text. So in many websites, if you observe, first the text is displayed to your client or customer, right? After that, slowly it will change the appearance by adding the colors or backgrounds, background images or video, audio. Slowly they are including. How it is happening means, so CSS slowly they will apply, right? So what is the advantage if you write separately means we can load your text web page very fastly, very fastly. So that is the advantage of external CSS, right? So other than that, we have some properties and values we have. We'll discuss them. So first one is list properties and values in styles. So already we discussed list tags in previous videos, right? So we can change the list style. So by default, it will display the disk for your list values, right? You can display in order list and unordered list. Suppose order list means that will display in sequence order 1, 2, 3, or some Roman letters or alphabetical characters. You can display them. Suppose you use unordered list, that will display in disk, square, like that. By default, it displays disk. In that place, if you want to display some image for each list of item, then we can use list style image. Sets an image as the list item maker. So by using CSS, right, we can use properties list style image. So behalf of that sequence number or some unordered disk square, we can also give the image also. So simply use for UL tag, for example, UL is a selector. For that list style image URL sqp purple.jf. Suppose you want to display some purple color, right, some image, that also is possible by using CSS. So we can change the list type for each item. We can change or we can display the image also. So by using the CSS property is list style style image colon URL. In this URL, you have to specify your image. Suppose you want to display some puppy, so puppy.gif file. That you have to specify here that URL name. Next list property is list style position, where to display this image, right? So the list style position is outside. Outside means outside of that. See, it will display the text and image some tab space. Suppose you give an inside, so it will give one character space and display the image and your item name. So that is the position we can specify. And list style type. So other than image, you can also use CSS properties for giving that UL tag for UL element, square, disk, circle, none. Suppose you no need of any sequence number or unordered list, anything you no need of displaying. Just simply list style type colon none. Suppose you want to display circle, use list hyphen style type is colon, that is circle we can specify. Okay, so these are some list properties we have in CSS. Next, you'll see the simple example for list properties that you can understand easily, right? Observe here, we have a simple example for list properties. Observe here, this one is unordered list. This one is ordered list. See here, observe here, for each item before I embedded, that is image, right? How is it possible? So by using CSS. So these are UL tag and OL tag in HTML. So you want to change that, right? This sequence number or something. So like that, then you have to apply CSS. Okay, CSS. So that is list style, right? You have to use. So open with Sublime Text Editor. Observe here. Here I am giving here. So the class is .c. That is element name is UL. So the style image colon URL is equal to colon IAR1.jpg. So whatever given that URL name or image name that is displayed there. So before each item name that displays the image. So you have to use the property name is list-style-image colon URL of that image name. Also you can specify width and height also. Width and height. Right? So as well as we have for this class, so our class name is, right? What is the class name for this one? C class. For C class, we are applying here IARE1.jpg. So how to give the class name? UL space class is equal to C. That means for particular class we are applying. See here in your document, HTML document, we can use number of UL element. But for particular UL element, I'm adding the image, right? Prefixing with image. So that class name is C. Okay. For this class, I'm applying, right, these properties, right? Right. So there is simple example for how to create class and how to apply the properties and how to add image before the each list item. Okay. So like that we can use different properties for list properties and its values in CSS. Next, background properties. So background color. It specifies the background color of an element. For example, body. Suppose I want to change the background color of your entire web page. Then you have to use the CSS element is, right, body and background color colon light blue. So the body represents the entire web page and color we changing the background color is light blue. For example, observe here. Previously saw an example, right? So for this we can add body and background color. BACKGROUND background color colon light blue LIGHT blue and save this file. Right? What is this file name? I give an ext and file name is inline.html. Right? Just refresh. So it changes to light blue color. So like that we can add background color. Right? Background color using CSS property. Right? Light blue. Next, background image. We can also add image also. Right? That is the CSS property is background image and URL. The URL of your image we have to specify here. Suppose it is in same folder, just write the file name. Suppose it is in some particular path, use that path here. Otherwise, you can also write internet URL also. Right? So background repeat. This property repeats an image both horizontally and vertically. So for example, you want to repeat a particular image in next, that is in horizontally or vertically, or no need of repeating, that also possible by using CSS. See here, I have one image I added to background. I want to repeat in X or repeat -X we have to specify. That means the same image will repeat in horizontally, right? Suppose in Y, that is X. Suppose you want to display in vertically, then you have to use repeat Y. Suppose no need of repeating, then use no repeat. Next, background position. Where you have to display that image or that particular image means you can also use our background position, that is right top. For example, the value is the property name is background position and right top. That means the right side of your web page, a top side is displayed that your image. So this image is displayed there. Next, background attachment. This property specifies whether the background image should scroll or be fixed. Along with your text, that must be scroll means, that must be move means, then use background attachment is colon is fixed. That means if you are moving the text, The image will be as it is, that in same position. Only the text will be moves. That's all. If you use background hyphen attachment colon fixed. If you use scroll, so along with text, suppose you given the image in first page, along with text it will move to upward. Okay. So that is difference between background attachment colon fixed or scroll. Right. So we'll see a simple example, right, for this, right. We'll see simple examples for text CSS. Observe here. So we can apply different properties for your text. See, observe here. This text will be written in red. That means the color we have to give colon red. The text property. So we want to display in right alignment. Align text hyphen align is equal to right, left. Suppose you want to display in text left, by default displays in left. Suppose you want to display in center, text hyphen align colon center, that you have to specify. Observe the properties or text properties, right? See here, the first line is we are giving style is equal to colon red. Suppose you want to display it in right side, you have to use right alignment. Suppose you want to give spaces between letters. So letter hyphen spacing colon 5 pixels. So whatever your text is displaying here, that gives us 5 character space, 5 pixels space. See, observe here. This is normal text. This one is right. This one is normal text. Right. This one is 5 character space. Not 5 characters, 5 pixels. 5 pixel space. Right. Suppose you want to give word spacing. For each word, you want to give the space. Then give the text property, that is word hyphen space colon 5 pixels. So then for each word, it will give the tab space. Okay. Next, if you want to display the text in center, whatever you have lines that is displayed in center, then you have to use text align, text hyphen align colon center. Next, underline. If you want to underline your text, whatever you write in between this P element, then you have to use text hyphen decoration colon underline. These are inline style sheets. So we are underlining it. Suppose you want to display even all the text in uppercase. Very important. Right? This is text transformation. You want to display entire text in uppercase. Whatever written in between P tag, this P tag, then you have to display it into uppercase. Then use text hyphen transform colon uppercase. Suppose you want to display it in lowercase. Everything you have to display in lowercase. Then you have to use lowercase. Right? Uppercase means UPP uppercase. Right? Just save it and do refresh. So the entire text is displayed in uppercase. These are all the text properties. So different properties we have: text properties, list properties, image properties, border properties. Like that, we have many number of properties we have. Right? Just practice them. Right? So we can also see border properties. Right? See, observe here. So for this text, we are given the border. Right? So we'll see that in right. So here I given for particular text. See, this one is H2. For this text, I given properties. So for P tag, I set this one P tag. So for this P tag, I given border style is colon dash. So this one is border property. Border hyphen style, that is dash. For what are given for P tag in entire web page, entire document, HTML document, the border is given as dashed. And what is the border color? Blue color. And border width is 5 pixels. So then we'll get the output is, right? So this one is P tag we used here. For this entire text is displaying here border. Right? For this border hyphen style dash or line or cross line, overline, all that we can use for this border style. Okay. So you can also give text color or background color, means background hyphen color pink Pink we have to use. Suppose you want to change the color for text, just write here color colon pink. Color colon pink. Okay, that is border properties. Border properties. Right. And one more example you can see, right? Font. Font. If you want to change the font color, font type, then you have to specify font hyphen family colon that Courier or Vardhana or Times New Roman, that we can specify it. Okay. So different font types you can specify, right? So open with Sublime Text Editor. So here font family is Arial and font size is 25 pixels and color is some color 006600 hexadecimal value and font weight is normal. So for that paragraph I'm using here that font properties, right? Font properties. Also you can see the example, right, for image properties. See here background hyphen image, that URL IARE1.jpg. So these are the background properties for image, right? Image. So background hyphen repeat, that means no repeat. That means it will not repeat that image. And background attachment is fixed. That means along with your text it will move. And background size is cover type. So we given cover type means, so the entire page is covered, right? Suppose if you remove this and save this file and open this document, see here it came here, right? Observe here, that is image. Suppose I given here no repeat is there, no? I given x hyphen repeat. What is the meaning of x hyphen repeat? So horizontal, it repeats the image. Okay. Suppose given y underscore repeat, right? Y repeat. So vertically it repeats. So repeat. Observe here. Repeat hyphen x. Okay. Then do refresh. Only at horizontal. Suppose given repeat hyphen y, then it repeats, right? Vertical. This one is horizontal means x, y means vertical. Suppose you given here no repeat means it will not repeat. Okay. So fixed or scroll we can use. Fixed means along with your text the image also moves, right? So top to bottom the image will be displayed. Scroll means along with your text that image moves to upwards. Okay. So that is the difference, right? So we saw in this class, right, in this session, right, cascading style sheets, right? So finally, you have understand use of cascading style sheets, types of style sheets, advantages of style sheets, and different properties like list, border, text, image properties. Okay. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.